So guys, I'm on my way to go to Westlake, which is one of the main attractions here in Hangzhou. It's basically a big lake and it's really beautiful. I've been there yesterday a little bit. I want to show you guys today, so I'll bring you with me. And today we're going to talk about trading strategies. I'm going to try to explain in simple words, simple terms, how to create your strategy and what steps you should go through. So we'll cover that today, and you guys are going to have a clear thing to do after the video. So guys, the way you go about creating a trading strategy in Forex isn't that different from the way you think about crossing a road here in China, because roads here are pretty crazy. So guys, I need to cross this road, and as you can see it's pretty crazy, right? Cars are everywhere. So it's gonna be tough a little bit to go through. First thing I need to find though is a location. Where can I cross the road? That's the first step. So there's a location now. I need to wait for my setup, of course. Awesome setup, so let's cross. So guys, I almost got run over, but still we crossed the road. The same thing will apply with your trading strategy. You're not going to win all the time, but you need to have a plan before you come in the market. And it's going to involve the same thing we talked about. Before you even think about your trading strategy though, you need to figure out what time you have available to trade. When can you trade? Is it going to be at night, in the morning, and be swing trading throughout the day? This is already the first step you need to figure out. And then we can jump into trading strategies. There are three parts to any trading strategy: the setup, the entry, and the exit. In the setup, which is what most people are going to spend hours on, which is not necessarily the most important part, you're going to first have to identify what is going to be the location of your trade. And location is very broad. It could be a support resistance level that you identify on the chart with lines, or it could be trend lines, it could be Bollinger Band zones, any type of zone. It could be even a moving average. So you need to figure out this by yourself and pick one and then try to master that one. But there are tons of possibilities here. One thing you really want to be careful though is that your zone that you identify is linked to the market phase. You do not want to trade trend lines if you're in a sideways market, or you do not want to trade moving average if you're in a sideways market. Same goes with the horizontal line. You do not want to try to trade those when you're trending and trade against the trend. Once you figure out your zones, the next thing to figure out is going to be what you look for at those zones. Right? Do you want to look at candlesticks? Do you want to look at indicators? What are going to be the thing helping you confirm your trade? And here I cannot really help you, because all traders have a different way of doing things, and you've heard that 1,000 times. Jack Schwager, the author of Market Wizard, said on my podcast, all traders have a different way to do things. So you need to figure out your way, right? It's your job to figure out what you want to look at and what you think makes sense. A couple of examples are candlesticks, indicators, whatever indicator you want, and even things like pivot level if you want to look at those. The question here is, what do you think makes sense for you? Once you figure it out, go work on it and go learn it. I know how you'll feel here, and I know how a trader can feel here. You don't want to use everything, you don't want to try to combine everything and look at everything. But pick one, and try to figure out how it works. Try to learn it as much as possible. You cannot learn everything, you don't need to learn anything. You just need to figure out a few things that you're going to focus on. And that's the goal here. Once you've selected your setup, then the rest, the entries are going to vary. How do you enter the trade? Is it going to be past a candlestick? Is it going to be a certain time trigger? You need to figure out based on your tool. And I know for a fact that myself, trading the Bollinger Band, trading breakouts, I need to enter above the candlestick. And that's just the entry rule I have all the time. Now, speaking of exit, where does your stop loss go? Is it going to be below the candlestick? Is it going to be a specific amount of pip? Or is it going to be just no stop loss, which is really not recommended, by the way. But you need to figure out this by yourself again. And what's going to be your take profit? Is it going to be a fixed pip amount? Is it going to be a certain reward to risk? Or is it going to be a certain level on the chart? You need to figure out again by yourself, based on your tool that you use. I do want to remind you guys that the more you make things automatic, in the sense that the more things are set in stone and you do not modify them, the easier it will be for you to trade, and the less pain you'll have when you have to take a trade. For example, if you set to take profit to the next zone, next level on the chart, you're gonna have to identify that level, and that might be tough. In the action with your feelings, you might not be able to identify the level right, or you might second guess yourself, and that's gonna make it a lot more difficult for you to place your trade correctly. So the more things are automatic, meaning that you set them in stone and you don't modify them, the easier it will be. For example, setting your reward to risk to 2 to 1. That's it, that's set in stone. Or setting your take profit to 20 pip, that's set in stone. So the more you make things like this, the easier it will be. Then comes the next part, the part that everyone hates. And there's a lot of people here. Amazing. The part that everyone hates, which is you're gonna have to sit at your home, stay there for a while, and backtest everything. Test your strategy, make sure it works, because I cannot know that your strategy works, and I'm not here to tell you that it's gonna work. Like, there's no one that can tell you that. Even if you give this to a super powerful trader, it's not gonna know that it works for sure. So you have to test it yourself, and that's gonna be the biggest part. The biggest pain point in creating a strategy is gonna be testing it yourself and doing all the work yourself. What you need to do is you need to go on your trading platform, test for 30 trades. Place 30 trades, and then you need to look for the losing trades. Meaning when you backtest, you need to try to find as much as possible of the losing trade. Try to identify all of them and note them down, right? I'll show you guys some tools I use to do that, but you guys are gonna have to test it by yourself. And don't forget, testing builds confidence. The only way to feel confident is to know for a fact that your strategy works, and to know for a fact that you have something solid in your hand. Otherwise, you're always gonna feel stressed, not sure of what you're doing, and you're always going to second guess yourself. So you need to go through that phase. What is the problem you guys might experience backtesting? Is to start to backtest and you want to drop your strategy because you feel it's not going to work. You have a couple of losing trades and you want to stop. This is totally normal, and I know for a fact because I've been there so many times. And usually the times that you want to drop are the times you need to continue. Because having many losing trades in a row is usually a good sign that you're gonna have more winning trades in the future. So you guys need to stick to it until you've done your 30 trades. And then the next step is gonna be to evaluate. Are you satisfied with the return you got? Let's say you've been taking your 30 trades. You had 15 losers, 15 winners. And you were risking 1%, aiming for 2 to 1 for every trade. That means you got 15 trade losing 1% and 15 trade winning 2%. Are you satisfied with this? That will give you 15%. If the answer is yes, well, keep that strategy and keep trading it. If the answer is no, well, reevaluate. How can you make the strategy better? Could you add one indicator to make it better? Could you look at one more factor to make it better? Could you look at the trend? Could you add the trend as a factor to take your trades? Could you add the market phase as a factor to take your trades? What can you do to make it more confluent? And if you guys need any help with this, let me know. As much as possible, you want to write everything down, so that when you came to trade this strategy live, you want to be able to do the exact same thing you did. Because you don't want to change anything, you want to have the exact same thing you trade live that you tested in demo, or that you tested while doing backtesting. And if you guys are in my academy and need any double check on your plan, let me know, and it's going to be a pleasure to check it out and to help you out with that. At least to see the validity of your strategy and your ideas. But as always, the backtest is the #1 factor, the #1 predictor of success. And then you need to do the exact same thing live. If you change your plan live, you're going to screw up. There's a couple of action items for you guys. #1, find a tool you want to trade. Whether it's going to be Fibonacci, Bollinger Band, moving averages, I don't know. Whatever you want, but pick a tool and try to master it. Try to see how you can implement it to Forex and how that works. And try to learn everything on that tool, but nothing else for now. And the second thing is going to be figure out when you're able to trade. Is it going to be the morning, at night? And pick that time and make sure that time is going to be consistent. You're going to be able to make it all the time, not only once per month. You have to be willing to be consistent, and you have to spend time on this. Third action item is going to be to backtest something, right? Whatever it is, backtest it for 30 trades. And it's going to take, like, people say it's going to take a long time, like many hours. In reality, taking 30 trades for me takes maybe 2 hours maximum, 3 hours maximum. It's not a lot of time. So you guys are able to test strategies as much as possible, and this is going to be the easiest way for you to learn more. And the more you test, the more you get ideas on things you can implement, and the more you get ideas on other strategies you could try. So you really need to see the market, and backtesting is one of the easiest ways to do it. You don't need to wait for the market to show you something. You just need to be at your desk looking at your chart, and that's it. You don't need to buy any software, just pick the one you have with your broker, whether that's MetaTrader. TradingView works. Not that many data, but it works. And you just need to stick to it and try it one time. Then let me know how it goes, because I want to know. I want to do my best to help you out. If you guys are in my academy, let me know, send me your plan, send me everything you want, and I'll review everything to make sure you guys are on the right track. And on that note, guys, this is the end of the video today. I'll try to go around a little bit more. If I see things, I'll keep you guys updated. If not, well, see you tomorrow, guys. And post a question below if you have any of them. Ciao, guys.